Hey everyone, welcome back to the Movie Vault. My name is Rob. Let's get into this episode of the Watchlist. Hey everyone, great to see you back here on the channel once again. Thanks for checking out this episode of the Watchlist. I'm going to go back over a bunch of stuff that I've watched recently. This kind of all leads up, probably starting maybe the week before Christmas all the way up to recently, like probably 2 nights ago. Today is New Year's Day. The day I'm filming this video. It won't be the day it gets uploaded, but just to kind of give you guys an idea, this kind of leads up to the end of 2020. This is my watch list. Let's get into this video. Okay, so first one up here is a 4K. A lot of these I will have previously spoken about in the kind of November, December end of month haul, so apologies if I'm kind of repeating myself here a little bit, but Blade Runner, the final cut, was the first one up here that I watched for this watch list. This is one of the greatest 4K discs and transfers I've ever seen in my 4K collection that I have here. When I made my top 5 4K older movies list video, a lot of people kind of gave me some slack in the comments why wasn't Blade Runner in there, and it was simply because I didn't own it at the time. I recently picked it up, as you guys would have seen in that November, December end of month haul, and wow, fantastic stuff. Brilliant 4K, probably one of the best 4Ks out there ever. So if you don't have this on 4K and you have the technology so you can upgrade and play it, I highly recommend checking out Blade Runner. Awesome stuff. I had seen bits and pieces of Blade Runner over the years, never the full movie, and really enjoyed it. Fantastic stuff. I probably said fantastic about 20 times already, but highly recommend Blade Runner. This is the final cut here, 4K Blu-ray and digital download combo, this one. Once again, if you have seen my November, December end of month haul, the issue I had with this release is it includes an introduction by Ridley Scott, and there's 3 commentaries, audio commentaries. One is by Ridley Scott. There's no bonus features on this 4K release at all. Warner Brothers, what are you doing to me, man? I had to buy an older Blade Runner Final Cut Blu-ray release to get the Dangerous Days documentary in there as well. So yeah, if you're not bothered about no bonus features, yeah, this is one to add to the collection. Blade Runner, the final cut on 4K is the first one up here. Next one up, I grabbed this in work as I just get my get the thing back on here. This is an indicator release. This is RoadGames. I guess kind of horror movie, actiony maybe as well. Stacy Keach, Jamie Lee Curtis, indicator limited edition. I got 2017 of 5,000 here. J card just kind of, you know, comes off. Fantastic artwork here on this. Really like it. It's not a lot to do with the movie. Maybe the gloves, that's kind of about it. Oh, and this guitar string really to start. New restoration, 4K scan of the internegative. Nice stuff. 1981 Australian movie. I believe I spoke incorrectly in my end of month, the November December haul about this, where I spoke about in the bonus features, Stacy Keach and stuff talks about Jamie Lee Curtis. The Australian crew, because it was shot in Australia, apparently didn't want Jamie Lee Curtis there. They wanted like an Australian actress. But interesting movie. Some nice horror elements in there, I would say. Not the greatest I've seen. You guys know I like Jamie Lee Curtis, so that's literally, I was putting this out in work, you know, pricing it. Delivery came in, I was pricing it to put out on the shelf, and I kind of saw like, oh, Jamie Lee Curtis, forgot this was coming out. RoadGames, I'll grab this one. Indicator, as always, do a nice set. You get the hard box and the booklets in there as well, and the Blu-ray. Nice transfer. Bunch of bonus stuff on there is really interesting as well. There's like some talks and stuff, like old archival talks about the movie, and yeah, really interesting one. Good one to add to the collection. RoadGames is the next one up here. What have we got next? We have another one of those box sets. Again, I apologies guys, because I'm just kind of repeating the end of month haul here, but Arrow Crash 4K in the hard box. I keep saying hardback, I don't know why I say that. In the hard box with the booklet in there as well, and the poster and the 4K. 4K looks phenomenal on this one. I've seen a lot of people talk about maybe their release of the year for this, and Crash, really great restoration work done on this, and it's in its original 1:66:1 aspect ratio, so you'll get black bars left and right of your picture on your TV there, or whatever way you watch your movies. Yeah, you know, you can't fault Arrow for what they do with their releases. Brilliant stuff here. 4K looks great. Yeah, you know, what else can you say about Crash? Cronenberg, really interesting movie. Hadn't seen it in the longest time. I never even had Crash in a collection. I don't believe. Was it on DVD once? Maybe you guys will let me know in the comments. I think it was on DVD years ago. Never went to Blu-ray. And there's recently, I think there was a German release of Crash. Possibly the 4K transfer for this. And then, you know, this got delayed, so Criterion have their version, which has, I think it has a different Cronenberg commentary or a newer commentary or something that's not on this release. But once again, you guys know Criterion's not in 4K, and I highly recommend Crash in 4K. If you have, once again, if you have those 4K playback capabilities, Crash on 4K looks phenomenal. Next one up was actually a stream and watch. I know I don't like talk a lot about stream and watches here on the watch list, because I'm all about the physical media, you guys know that. But I did check out, there's a documentary called Leap of Fate on the streaming service Shudder. If you guys are into the horror stuff like me, you'll know Shudder is a kind of a horror streaming service. Really interesting documentary. It's basically a conversation with William Friedkin, or conversation, it's like an interview, it's like a documentary style interview with William Friedkin, just about him making The Exorcist. It's really fascinating watch. I think it's probably like an hour and a half-ish, somewhere around there. Definitely recommend checking that out if you have access to Shudder streaming service. Yeah, do check that out. Next one up, once again, 4K again. Blade Runner 2049. Once again, fantastic movie. Really liked it. What a follow-up. I kind of went into this going like, oh, I don't know. After like finally seeing Blade Runner, I was kind of like, man, they'll probably mess this up. They done a fantastic job. Denis Villeneuve, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, the director, he directed this one. I know I mentioned this already. Hans Zimmer does the score for this. I liked how it kind of matching into the Vangelis stuff from the first one. Ryan Gosling, really liked him in this. Fantastic stuff. Harrison Ford, cool. Batista is in this. You guys may know I like the wrestling. I didn't like Batista at all. I don't like him as an actor, and he's in the start of this, thankfully only for a couple of minutes. I don't like his stuff at all. Do not like him. But he's in there. Anna de Armas is in here as well. Robin Wright, yeah, she's pretty cool in there as well. Jared Leto is in there kind of as the main kind of bad guy or whatever you want to say. Yeah, really liked it. Really well done sequel. Again, 4K looks great there. What I would say about Blade Runner 2049 compared to the original Blade Runner is 4K looks fantastic on both. Blade Runner, original Blade Runner, it just, I don't know, it looks more real, like the miniatures and stuff, and Blade Runner 2049 is obviously just some CG stuff in there, a lot of CG stuff, and it just doesn't, I don't know, maybe you guys may agree with me, let me know in the comments. I think like the miniature stuff and all that, it just looks more real to me than that CG stuff. I just, I'm not a big fan of it, but you know, what can we do? It's in pretty much everything we watch these days. So next one up, Arrow Academy release. This is an old movie, I can't remember the year. Bicycle Thieves, Arrow Academy release here. It has the reversible sleeve art. You kind of have the original Italian in there. There's a really nice, as you guys know, because you're probably fans of Arrow Academy as well, fantastic booklet and you know, photos and stuff like that in there. Bicycle Thieves, I did mention already. Vittorio De Sica directs this one, and there's not even a cast on the back here. I would be lying if I told you the names of the actors in this neo-realism small period of filmmaking humorous story, Bicycle Thieves, presented in a 4K restoration from the original camera negative. It does look really nice, black and white, 1:3:3 aspect ratio, mono audio, obviously in Italian with English subtitles. I picked this up because I was watching an interview with the actress Rachel Shelley. I know her from the TV show The L Word. She's been in a couple of movies as well that I have here in the collection, She just mentioned this movie, and I kind of, you know, was just going to grab it and work before the lockdown and all that stuff again. Yeah, really interesting movie. So the main character here finally gets a job. You know, I think it's set after. Is it set after like the Second World War? I can't see it. Yeah, Italians in post-war, post-fascist Italy. Relationship between father and son, told through the labyrinth of a cinematic day. Basically, the father kind of gets a job putting up cinema posters, and he needs a bicycle to do the job. His wife kind of sells a bunch of stuff to get his bicycle back out of the pawn shop, and then his bicycle is stolen. So he spends the day with his son trying to get his stolen bicycle back. And it's a really kind of interesting movie. Yeah, probably not like a normal watch for me, but I'm trying to, as you guys would have seen in the end of month haul, I'm picking up some kind of, I don't know, like worldwide cinema, international cinema, whatever you want to call it. Just to kind of break the norm, try some new things, and see what I think of all those. But yeah, really interesting movie. Yeah, Italian with subtitles, if you don't mind the subtitles in there. Next one was a box set. Actually, these I ended up watching all of these leading up to 23rd and Christmas Eve. The Predator 3 movie 4K collection. Predator, Predator 2, and Predators. Awesome stuff. First movie, fantastic. Probably one of the best 80s action movies. Really, really cool. I remember loving this as a kid, and the 4K looks fantastic on this box set here. It was a 20th Century Fox, well, not 20th Century Fox anymore, but this was a Fox release. The discs, you do also get the, I just want to take the slip out because there is digital download codes in here. So you get the 4K discs are just the silver plain, and you get the Blu-ray versions of the movie as well, which is really cool because I did not have any of these on Blu-ray ever. I have Predator on an old 2-disc special edition DVD. It's kind of down below behind me here. I never had Predator 2 in my collection at all, and I had Predators on DVD as well. And what I would say is, yeah, Predator looks fantastic. You can't go wrong with Predator in my eyes. I spoke for a few minutes about this box set in the end of month haul, so I'll end up repeating myself here, guys. But Predator 2 is a cool movie. I love the setting. That was a great idea. I just, like, it was never really sold on the cast. Danny Glover, and I don't know. I don't know how to articulate it any more than how I've, kind of said it in the end of the month video. I was never sold on it. Danny Glover was going to take out the Predator on his own. Predators, I really, really liked. Oh my God, I'm blanking on the guy who directed Nimrod Antal. Robert Rodriguez presents Troublemaker Studios. There is some CG stuff in there that I don't like, speaking of CG there a few minutes ago. And there's some stuff in there I'm not a big fan of, but yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I like the setting, the kind of, how would you even say, like assassins, or they're not even assassins, they're all kind of like military people kidnapped to this alien world, and the Predators do their hunt. And I love the Lawrence Fishburne character. I thought they might have gone somewhere else after Predators, but they didn't. Once again, 4K looks really cool. If you haven't upgraded to those, that's a cool box set I would recommend upgrading to. Next one was a Christmas present from my mum and dad. I got the Total Recall 4K Steelbook here. Yeah, really nice. Has Total Recall embossed. Get ready for a surprise is on the back there. And inside we have the 4K disc, and you get the 2 Blu-rays. All the bonus features are on the 4K, I believe, as well as the Blu-ray disc. Yeah, there is a fantastic documentary on this by Ballyhoo Films. Oh my God, I'm blanking the name of the documentary. What is it called? Total Access: How Carolco Changed Hollywood. Really, really interesting on Carolco, the kind of production studio, whatever you want to call them. Really, really interesting. Steelbook looks cool. 4K, nah, average. Like, it looks good. Doesn't look bad. Doesn't look great either. But really, really happy to have it. Steelbook looks great. Another great Arnie action one. Sharon Stone, I thought was great in this. I really like Sharon Stone. Yeah, that was Total Recall. Next one up. Here we go. Tenet 4K. Got the steelbook for Christmas off my sister. There's the back, looks really cool. It might be hard to see on camera here, but it kind of has a bit of a shimmery kind of thing to it. Inside, once again, we're getting the one 4K and two Blu-ray discs. I guess one is the movie, is it? And one is, yeah, one's the movie, one is the special features. Special features, let me just talk about that real quick, because there is an interesting, there's like an hour long, like 9 or 10 part kind of making of the movie, which is super interesting. You know, figuring out those backwards fight scenes and stuff is kind of like a mind-blowing thing when you see the movie. The making of, yeah, really, really interesting. Highly recommend checking that out if you haven't already, or if you get a chance to do check out the making of. As far as the movie goes, I love the movie. I saw it in the cinema when we were able to kind of reopen over here at the end of August. I didn't get a chance to see it the second time around in the cinema, just because, you know, I was at work and then we went back into lockdown. So from my initial thoughts, I have a video actually on the channel if you want to. I'll link up in the corner to that one. My initial thoughts as I came home from the cinema that day from watching it. What I do remember saying in that video was I wasn't a big fan of the soundtrack or the score, which I've since changed my mind on. I've watched it now and I do really like the soundtrack. Oh my god, what is the guy's name that done the soundtrack? It's after, his name has escaped me. Hans Zimmer was doing June, was he, or Wonder Woman or something at the time. So oh my god, it's gone out of my mind. You guys will know, you'll let me know in the comments. Ludwig something or other. He done Mandalorian and all that other stuff as well. Yeah, I really like the score this time around. People are still like dumping on this movie, and I don't know, people like just in a bad mood about 2020 and they want to dump on this movie. I thought it was really interesting. It was very well done. Technically, when you watch the making of, how they kind of pulled this off is really something else. It's really fantastic stuff. I don't know why people are, it was a little confusing the first time around, and I will say I like it more and more each time I see it now. I've seen it like twice now, and when I watch again, you'll probably figure it out more in your mind as you watch it more, if that makes sense. I think people just wanted to dump on a movie, and Tenet was the movie they picked to dump on. I don't know why. Christopher Nolan changed an editor. I didn't mind the edit in the movie. I thought it was very well done. Heidi Van Heidemid is the director of photography, cinematography on this. Fantastic stuff. IMAX, everything looks awesome in this to me. I really like Tenet, and yeah, some people don't. That's cool. We're all entitled to our opinions, and I really liked it, and I like it more each time I see it, as I mentioned there. Last two up, they were last two watches of 2020. Once again, you know, sorry for repeating myself again, guys. I grabbed this in work right before we closed. I actually never had this. I saw it originally years ago and I never had it in the collection. Fincher Zodiac, the director's cut Blu-ray here, which is has a really cool kind of, it might be hard to pick up here in the camera, but kind of like foil paperwork artwork here on the cover, and it has reversible art where it's kind of like the envelope from the Zodiac sending the letters into the newspaper. Really cool. I haven't seen this in the longest time. I am a fan of Fincher's work. Jake Gyllenhaal is awesome in this. Robert Downey Jr. I'm not a big fan of his stuff at all, but he was quite good in this. Like, I wouldn't be a big fan of Iron Man and all those kind of things. Oh man, who else is in this? Mark Ruffalo, yeah, really, really cool. Like him. Chloe Sevigny, is that how you pronounce her name? I like her. I like her stuff. She was good in this one. I can't remember the guy's name out of American Horror Story that was in this. He's really fantastic in this as well. I can't spot his name. There's no cast or anything on the back here. He's really, really cool in this as well. Actually, here's cast, and Anthony Edwards. Oh my god, how could I forget Anthony Edwards is in here as well. There is cast on that one. Brian Cox is in here as well. Elias Codius, he's in Crash, speaking of him earlier on. John Carroll Lynch, that's his name. Yeah, he is brilliant in this as the killer. I like him. He's been in a bunch of other stuff as well. I think he was in American Horror Story, wasn't he? I don't know now, actually, now that I say that. Once again, you guys will let me know in the comments. But yeah, Zodiac was the next one up. Last watch of 2020. What a movie. Director's definitive edition here. I grabbed this out of work, 2-disc, before the lockdown that we're in now. Michael Mann's Heat. Oh man, fantastic movie. Brilliant stuff. Pacino, De Niro, Kilmer. Who else do we have in here? Tom Sizemore is great in here. Ashley Judd is in there as well. Ted Levine, John Voight as well. Yeah, really awesome stuff. I never had it on Blu-ray, had it on DVD, had it on DVD as like probably one of the very first DVDs I got actually in the collection years and years ago. This is off of a new restoration or something, which is really, looks fantastic, sounds fantastic as well. Disc 2 in this is packed full of bonus stuff. There's a really interesting filmmaker panel. Christopher Nolan kind of hosts it. You know, it's with the kind of Michael Mann and the entire cast is really interesting. There's a 3-part documentary making of, which I'm kind of halfway through. Deleted scenes, Pacino, De Niro, the conversation, returns to the scene of the crime. I didn't get through all those bonus things yet, but yeah, Heat was the kind of last watch up. Awesome stuff. Speaking of bonus stuff, sorry, I forgot to say Zodiac. There's some interesting there's a lot of special features on Zodiac as well. But yeah, Zodiac I would recommend if you haven't seen it. And Heat, if you haven't seen Heat, oh man, awesome action-packed movie. Without kind of spoiling, if you haven't seen Heat, when they come out of the bank and the gunfight, it's just like, oh man, it's just awesome stuff altogether. Do check it out if you haven't seen that one. Highly recommend. That's going to do it for another watch list here on the Movie Vault, guys. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like it, of course, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, consider hitting that little bell to get notified every time I post a new video. If you want to help support the Movie Vault in other ways, don't forget to check out my Patreon and my t-shirt store. Links are always in the description of the video, guys. I really appreciate my Patreon family who support the Movie Vault. And yeah, I'm going to leave some videos here and here on screen that you might be interested in checking out. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next one.